Yo fam, this next altcoin is ST-Ray gonna make you a milli overnight. Just hashtag trust the moon and hashtag diamond hands. Don't even worry about the noise. Smash that subscribe, wag a mine no matter what.
All right, Fit Fam, it's your girl Kayla here with the ultimate hashtag N times taste test. This protein shake is next level.
Good morning, culture seekers. Rise and GRI. I'm soaking up these authentic urban vibes and making memes, even when locals go a bit extra.
All right, you've probably seen these crazy videos go viral all over TikTok and Instagram and social media. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to create this automatically using a no-code platform called n8n, and we'll post this automatically in all of our social media platforms with just a click of a button. You don't have to know how to code. This is a complete no-code solution. All you have to do is just follow me step by step. I'm going to show you how to do it, so that way, regardless of your background, you'll be able to build this thing no matter what. In TikTok right now, these videos are blowing up. I mean, some of these have like 6.3 million, 2 million, and they're all over the place. Like this one, for example, this Yeti block channel has, I mean, this, for some reason, this is incredibly popular. This one has 15 million views, and it's just this Yeti just holding a camera and talking. Again, none of this is real. All of this is just all created with Google's VO3 AI model, which they recently released. And now we can create this from our n8n workflow, because we will be able to reach out to this platform called Fal.ai to the API and be able to easily create this automation. Now, again, you don't have to worry about about using any of these platforms, because I'm going to show you exactly what to do. But essentially, you just create this workflow by submitting a form. So if I execute this workflow, this is going to pull up a form where you will select the influencer type. So like skin guru, crypto motivators, or all of this stuff. And by the way, this could be changed as well. So I'm going to show you how to change this, so that way it could be relevant to your own particular niche. And then you can select the background, you can select the topic of the conversation, the time of the day, and then all you have to do is just click on submit, and this will generate everything for you, the video itself, and then you can actually post this to all of your social media platforms as well. So I'm going to show you and walk through all of these step by step. So make sure you stick around till the end, because you can monetize this by creating simple channels like this. I mean, this guy only has a few videos, and recently he's been posting these and he's getting a ton of traction. And this is not just one channel. There's a bunch of different channels in this space that are blowing up right now. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm in my blank n8n workflow. For those of you who are not familiar with n8n, it's a no-code platform. You can go ahead and sign up for a 14-day free trial. I'm going to put the link in the description. So all you have to do is just click on that, create an account, and then you will end up right here with your first workflow, which will look blank. So I'm going to go ahead and bring over the workflow here, and then we can take a look at a quick demo, and then we'll go ahead and build this thing out. So I'm going to head over to my community here, go to my classroom section and to the YouTube resources. And if I scroll down to social media here in the bottom, so I have everything laid out here, the steps, the resources, and everything you need. But in the bottom, the easiest way to do is to go to the bottom, click on n8n blueprint, click on download. This will bring over that entire workflow. And then all you have to do is go to the top right here in the 3 dots, click on import from file, and you'll just basically bring that over, and this will bring everything over. Don't worry about this section for now. We'll take a look at that later, but I want to focus on this, and then we can go ahead and first do a demo, and then we can see, and then I'll explain everything else. So the only thing you need to do is click on execute workflow. This is going to pull up a form where we'll go ahead and select now the influencer type. So I'm just going to click on, let's say, mindset coach. And then the background, I'm just going to do, let's say, there's floods on the street, okay? And then the focus of the video should be explaining morning routine, okay? And then time of the day, I'm just going to select morning. So I'm going to click on submit. And what this is going to do is, once the form gets submitted, as you can see right here, now this is the OpenAI is going to, this node is going to generate the prompt. And then now we're going to reach out to this particular area. So let me zoom in a little bit here so I can show you what's happening. So right now we reached out to Fal.ai, which is this platform that you can use. Then I'm going to show you how to get your credentials and everything. And then we'll generate this video using because we're reaching out to this endpoint, which is the VO3 endpoint. So we're just gonna, from this prompt, it's just gonna create the video just from text, right? And then we're gonna get that video afterwards. And then once it's generated, then we can use this other platform called blotato that we can upload to all of our social media accounts. So that was a complete automation. So that thing is, it's gonna require a couple of minutes for this to generate. So that's why I have this wait note. So while this is happening, if you're, again, you can just use this, and if you want to change the different categories, feel free to do that. And I'm going to show you how you can create this once we go ahead and build this thing step by step. So let's go ahead now, let's build this thing or let this finish and then we can come back to it. If you're new to the channel, by the way, I have a Skool community. I run a Skool community. I have a free community and a paid community as well. If you are part of the paid community, you will have classroom section that's full of all of these resources. I have a bunch of automations that you can just go ahead and grab the n8n workflow, and then also the resources. Everything is there as well in case you want to build this thing out step by step. And then also if you're a complete beginner, we have a complete beginners course here that will walk you through step by step and explain what n8n is, what AI automation is, so that way you can learn from scratch, because n8n is the best tool right now for AI automations and it's the most popular one. So you want to make sure you can learn and upgrade your skills, because obviously this is part of the future. And then most importantly, afterwards we actually teach you how to monetize your n8n skills. So this course, the Launch Your AI Agency with n8n, is designed completely for that specific purpose. We have a day-to-day accountability program where I'll walk you through step by step on how to choose your niche, how to set up your domain, your email, how to start posting content, how to get your first client, how to send applications. And we also give you all of the resources that we have in our AI agency that we run. So this client success toolkit right here, this is all of the resources that we provide, from how to send your contract and how we price our projects, so that way you can take a look at it and also utilize our resources to be able to monetize the skills that you're learning, because AI automations are inevitably the future and you want to make sure you take advantage of this amazing opportunity that's ahead for you to start getting your first paying client. Our community section is also full of passionate and amazing individuals who are all there to learn and collaborate with each other. We also have a calendar section where you can jump in, ask us any questions if you get stuck in anywhere. All right, so sorry that was a long one, but you know, while this is loading, I figured I could show you guys what the community is about. So let's go ahead and let this thing finish. All right, so let's see here.
Okay, besties, let's kick off our hashtag manifestation morning. Deep breaths, positive vibes, and
There you go. I mean, there was a bunch of other ones that I created that was actually a bit better than that. So that one was kind of vertical. This one was like horizontal, as you can see.
Culture seekers, rise and GRI. I'm soaking up these authentic urban vibes and making memes, even when locals go a bit extra.
Even like, you know, the background is kind of on fire, but then the influencer is kind of facing the camera and talking into it. I think the one that I really liked was this one, because this one's like really authentic.
Yo, fam, this next altcoin is ST-Rate, gonna make you $1 million overnight. Just hashtag trust the moon and hashtag diamond.
I mean, it's kind of like the crypto bros, you know, doing introduction for coins and stuff like that. But anyways, so you can see, like, you know, you can generate different types of niches and different kind of videos for different niches, and it doesn't have to be kind of this influencer thing. You can change the form itself to generate, you know, kind of end of the world or apocalypse or any kind of historical figures. You can generate whatever you want. The process is going to be the same thing. All right, so let's go ahead and now build this thing out. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a new workflow. Okay, so this is the blank workflow. In n8n, every workflow starts with some form of a trigger. So in our case, our trigger is going to be the form, which means that we're going to submit the form, and that's going to trigger the workflow. So you're going to click on the plus button here, and in here, I'm going to search for, actually it's in the bottom right here, it says on form submission. So I'm just going to click on this, and this is going to pull up this n8n form. Now again, it doesn't have to be this n8n form. You can use something else, but this is just for this particular workflow because it just makes things a lot easier. All right, so if I double click on this, you will see that there's a test URL in production, which is going to keep it at test. We can name the form, give it a title, something like end of the world influencer. And whatever niche you're building this, feel free to change the title and then also the description. I'm just going to say testing. That's fine for now. Okay, so here's where we would add form elements. And in our case, we'll be adding drop-down lists and then also a text field. So the first thing you're going to click on is click on form element, and you're going to give it a field name. So each name, each section of this form will have a title and then also the type that you want to give the element. So whether it's a text or a drop-down menu or something like that. So for this first one, I'm just going to do influencer type. And for the element, you're going to click on drop down list, and this will give you now the different options that you can add, right? So you can do crypto bro, you can do gym bro, or gym motivation, whatever it is, right? So you get the idea. You can go ahead and fill the rest of them out. I'm just going to go ahead and bring the same one. I'm just going to copy this because that way I don't have to type all of that out. So I'm just going to paste this here. There you go. So it's essentially the same thing. I name it, the form title is End of the World Influencer Parody Generator. You give it a description. The field name is the influencer type, drop down, and it's all these different influencer type that are the options basically that you will click on that drop down and all of it show up. So the way to add more options, you're going to click on add field and it'll just add more options. Or if you want to get rid of it, you just can click on delete there, and you can make it a required field so that way the form, you can submit the form without filling this section. And then the field name, same thing, just adding another field that says the background event, same exact thing. You're just copying and pasting that, adding more options here, same thing, make that a requirement. Another one is going to be adding the trivia focus of the video because you want to have the person actually identify what they want the video to be about. So here you can just have a placeholder, things like this, where you can go ahead and add like all of these different placeholders. So I'm just gonna actually copy this. Unboxing PR skincare kit. I didn't do that earlier. So required field, that's exactly the same thing. Time of the day, same thing. It's another drop down. You just do morning, dusk, midnight, or whatever it may be. And then that's all you have to do. So now once we click on, actually let me get rid of this one so that we don't have two form elements here. So now if I click on execute step, this is going to pull up that form for us where now we'll have all of those options available. So there you go. You have the title here, the influencer type with the drop down menu here with all the different options that we created. So this time I'm going to do, let's say, skincare guru. The background, it's going to be, this is the background event or whatever's happening. Let's say city's on fire, right? The trivia video focus. So I'm just going to paste that unboxing PR skincare kit, and then time of the day will be dusk, let's say. Okay. So once I click on submit, now this data is being submitted right here. As you can see, this is the JSON data, and if I step out, you see this green check mark, meaning that this particular thing worked. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on pin, so that way I don't have to keep filling this form over and over again. Pinning just means that this data will always be outputted from this particular node. So the next thing is we need to add our prompt generator, because obviously based on these topics, we need this to generate the prompt for our video model. So I'm going to click on the plus button here, and then here I'm going to look for OpenAI. And click on OpenAI here, and then click on message a model. So this is just gonna pull up this OpenAI node. You can add an AI agent here, or you can add something else. The main goal is for this to have an AI model that will generate the prompt for us based on the information that we're getting from the form here. So inside of it, you will add your OpenAI account. It's very simple. You just click on create new credentials. Go ahead and have an OpenAI account that you can create your API key or insert your API key and get that attached. I've done a bunch of tutorials, so feel free to check that out. The model, you'll select from the model here. You select all these models that are available. I'm going to select the GPT 4.1. Where's 4.1? There it is. Okay, the prompt is important here because we need to make sure that this is generating the prompt based on the form submission, because these are all the dynamic variables that are coming in from our previous node here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and copy and paste this from my community. So I'm gonna head over to my community here, and same thing, if I come to right here, code and prompts, I'm just gonna copy this and I'll show you exactly what it is, so that way you can pause the video and put it yourself. So let me go back here. If I click on expression, this I can expand this, so I'm just gonna paste it here. So what this is saying is create a 5-second selfie style influence and parody video. The speaker is, now this is the dynamic variable, right? So the influence type, you just have to, like, if you just drag and drop here, this will bring all of this over here. So if you just drag this, you see, it's just gonna bring in that particular JSON, the value of that JSON. So you see right here, it says the speaker is a skincare guru, because that's what we selected, right? And then speaking into their phone, because this is kind of like a selfie mode, but if you want to change that to another version, feel free to do that too. And it's talking about unboxing this PR skincare kit, right? So that's what's happening right here, because we grabbed that directly from our trivial focus, right? So that's what it says, unboxing PR skincare kit. So there you go. So you're just basically adding all of that, and then you're telling it to keep the tone like absurdly cheerful and upbeat, because the world is on fire in the background, so it just makes sense. And we're giving it this return example, so that way it returns us exactly the way we want it to. So now if we go ahead and step out of this, and if I go to the bottom here, also you need to toggle simplify output and then output.json content, because we need to send this to our next node. So now all you have to do is click on execute step. This is going to go ahead and generate this prompt for us based on all of these selections. There you go. So it says beaming face lit by golden dusk, an effective or an effervescent skincare influencer clutches a pastel PR box holding their blah blah blah. So it just generated the exact code for us, or the prompt for us. So now we're good to go. So the next step is now we need to send this prompt to a video generation model, and of course we're going to use Google's VO3, but VO3 right now doesn't offer direct APIs, so that's why we have to go to a third party, and we're going to use Fal.ai. So this is a platform that offers multiple access to multiple different models. So you're going to go ahead to Fal.ai. I'm going to put the link in the description. Check it out. I'm not sponsored by them. It's just that they're a good platform. You can use other resources as well. I believe Leonardo also offers support for VO3, but I think Fal is very easy. And as you can see right here, it says the most recent model is Fal.ai/VO3. So once you create an account here, you're going to go to API keys, and you're going to click on add an API key, name it, and then click on create key. So now what we need to do is you need to grab that, and then we need to save it somewhere. Make sure you don't change your or share your API key with anybody, because this is very, very important, because otherwise you don't want to get somebody else using your API key. In order to reach to Fal.ai though, we need to click on this plus button so we can add an HTTP request tool. So I'm gonna search for HTTP request. And what this is going to do is now it's going to pull up this HTTP request node, which is essentially for us to reach out to third-party APIs. So the method is going to be post. Oops, not patch. Post. The URL, so we need to reach out to a specific URL. And I'm going to go to my community here, same thing, because I think I put it right here. Create a video. Yep, this is the endpoint that we're reaching out to. And by the way, this is directly based on Fal API's documentation. You can check out their website. I've just made it easier here because I'm lazy. So I'm going to paste it here. There you go. For authentication, we're going to do generic credential type. We're going to do auth type is going to be header auth. And then here, you're going to click on create new credential and name it authorization. So name this authorization. And then here you will do key in your or API key. Sorry, you paste it right here, and then you'll be all set. You're going to click on save, and you'll be good to go. So since I've already done that, I don't need to do that again. So that's all you need there. And then you can also toggle send body. Okay. So right here, this is where we need to now identify the exact prompt that we're getting from right here, so we can send it to that particular endpoint. So here what we need to do is click on, you can leave that as it is, and in here we're going to click on using JSON. So here I'm going to go ahead to my community here and copy this right here. Okay, go back, paste it. And what this is this is going to just grab the prompt from the left hand side, and all I'm doing is just dragging this and bring it over here. Okay, but since I already just copy pasted it, that's why it's bringing it on. But so when you see this green right here, it just means that it's working. And as you can see in the bottom, it gives you that preview here. Okay, so now everything else we're good to go. So if you did everything right, all you have to do is click on execute step, and this is gonna execute this step, and there you go. So now it says in queue, meaning that it gives you the request ID, the response URL, and it just means in queue, meaning that right now this is being generated. Now, by the way, I forgot to mention here, so in order to do this, in order to have access to your this V3 APIs from Fal, unfortunately, it is pretty expensive right now. I think there's, it's like $5 a video or something like that for it, which is insane, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna make that cheaper down the line. But right now, unfortunately, that's the only thing we got. That's the only option here. So if I go, I think they have a video, oh yeah, right there. So you see in the bottom right here, it says for every second of the video generated, you'll be charged 0.5, audio off and blah, blah. So basically just says for a 5-second video, you'll be charged $3.75. Now you can see this is very expensive right now, but hopefully they will make this a little lower, because right now it's ridiculous. But anyway, so make sure you are using this properly, and make sure that everything you're doing is for a particular purpose, because otherwise this doesn't make any sense for you to spend that much money. But of course, I mean, you know, if you're creating a channel, if you're serious about monetizing this, it makes sense, you know, because a lot of these videos are getting millions of views, and you can always generate and figure out a way to monetize your audience once you gather them. Okay, so the next step is we need to add a wait node, because obviously, like you see, it says in queue, means that right now this is being processed. So therefore, in order to avoid any errors, we need to add a wait node here. So I'm just going to search for wait. There you go. So I put about 5 minutes. I think that's just safe, but if you want to experiment, go ahead and feel free to experiment that, but just add that to your wait node here. So I'm just going to click on, so once you click on play, what this is going to do is it's going to go ahead and process that and wait for 5 seconds and move on to the next step. Now, while this is doing this, let's go ahead and add our next step. So you're going to click on the plus button. Same thing. We're going to, actually, you know what? Actually, I'm just going to do plus button HTTP. I'll do it from scratch so that way you know what to do. This time, we're going to leave the method as get. So because we need to now grab the video that got generated from Fal.ai's API, so that way we can bring it over here to our side or to our own workflow here. And the way to do that, we're going to reach out to another URL, which is this one right here, the get video. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it. There you go. So now this is going to grab that. So this is queue.fal.run, and then this is just requesting this json.id, this request that's going to be coming in from right here, because every time you send a request to Fal, it's going to generate this request ID. And then if you want to download that video, then you need to reach out to that particular ID so you can grab that. So same thing, authentication, you're going to do generic credential types. You're going to select the header auth, and then you're going to just automatically, it's automatically going to grab that particular credential that you already set there. Okay, and then everything else you're going to leave as it is. You're not going to touch anything. You're just going to wait for this node to finish, and then we're going to grab that video over there. Now, while this is loading, let's go ahead and try to, now this is an option. This is optional. That doesn't, you don't have to do this, but you can actually post this into multiple social media accounts using this tool called, or using Blotato. And I've already done a step-by-step tutorial on this, so I'll put the link in the description for that particular video if you want to check it out. But I also have everything here, so that way you can, if you're part of the community, you can easily go ahead and grab that. So it's basically this one right here. Let me click on save. And right here. There you go. It was this one. I did a step-by-step tutorial, and all of the resources are here. Essentially, what you're doing is reaching out to Blotato, and Blotato is going to take care of, you know, posting everything on social media. It's a nice platform. It's right here. It's called blotato.com/API. You can check out their API endpoint as well. But essentially, you have the ability to grab and post everything onto these different sections or different sites. So I'm just going to bring this over here so that way you can see. Copy this. Very simple here. Paste. Oops. Bring it over there. There you go. And I'm just going to attach it so that way you can see what's going on here. Let me zoom in. Boom. Okay. Yeah, what this is doing is you're adding your Blotato ID. Like I said, once you watch that previous video, it will all make sense to you. Basically, you're logging into different social media accounts, and then based on that, you will, same thing, use an HTTP request node to reach out to this particular endpoint here with your API key, and you'll get the URL. Once this is done here, we're going to grab it from here, and then afterwards you can just copy and paste this exact node to Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky, Twitter, everything else, right? And they are pretty simple. Each one is an HTTP request node. Same thing, you will add your Blotato API key, and then you will provide some JSON to make sure that everything is going to that particular platform. So feel free to check that out. Obviously, it's optional here, and we're not going to post it on social media. I did that already on my account right here on my YouTube, so as you can see, it does work, right? Yep. And this one too, I posted it earlier. Oops.
All right, FitFam, it's your girl Kayla here with the U Ultimate #n8n taste test.
All right, so there you go. So you can use this to post on all your social media accounts, or if you want to, like for example, do one at a time, you can actually shut these things off. So for example, if you don't want to post things on Blue Sky, right, because that's like a Twitter, you can click on this power button and it will shut it off. Same thing if you want to post this on Twitter, you'll just shut it off, so that way you can only post it on the ones that you like. So for example, if you're saying, you know what, I'm gonna only post this on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, then you can leave those on, shut everything else off, right? So very, very simple. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Let's see if it's done. Okay, there you go. So that's done. Now let's go ahead. There you go. So everything came through. Now if I click on execute step, this should be able to grab that URL. There you go. Perfect, right? So you have this video URL. So if I now copy this and paste it here, let's see what it did. That's a pretty funny one, but so you get like a nice background, things are blowing up here, and the influencer is just doing her thing, right? So very typical of influencers, but there you go. So you can see it's very high quality. The video is really well produced. The background, the sounds, everything matches, and then also the lip sync, you know, as far as the lip sync itself, right? It's pretty great. And if you are not happy with, like, you know, what it's saying, then you can always play around with the prompt, of course. But you can see it generates really nice, high quality videos. I think that's why it's very expensive. But then, of course, like I said, you can play around with whatever industry or whatever niche you're in, so that way it is to your liking. So anyways, hopefully that made sense. Hopefully you were able to follow step by step. If you want to learn, or if you get stuck, if you have any questions, again, make sure you join the community, and you can always post your questions and ask and assist channel, and somebody or from my team or myself will be able to get to you to answer your questions, and you can always jump on the tech support call if you get stuck. Anyways, hopefully I'll see you inside the community. Please make sure you like and subscribe, because I've got a lot of great content that's upcoming that you don't want to miss. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.